You're listening to the Secret Marketing Diary of Personal Brands, where being the face of your business gets to be powerful, profitable, and unfiltered. If you ever feel like you're posting, you're showing up, you're sending out emails, you're running ads, and still nobody's buying, this episode is going to be an eye-opener. Because here's the thing, it's not the algorithm, it's not the economy, and it's not that your offer is bad. It's that you most likely do not have these three numbers understood and integrated into your marketing. And so if you're not intentionally engineering these numbers into your marketing, you're not moving people through a buyer's journey. You're just making more noise. And I want to help you fix that starting right now. All right. If you have a marketing team, or if you have a VA posting for you, or if you are running ads, or if you are investing in content, or if you're a solopreneur, it doesn't matter. This is for everyone, whether you have a team, you don't have a team, and nobody is consistently buying. This is a conversation that every single business needs to have, because the world we live in right now, information overload, AI content saturation, attention spans are shot to pieces. Buyers do not behave the way that they behaved 5 years ago. You don't buy the same way that you used to buy. I don't buy the same way that I used to buy. And we have to think about our buyers. And yet most marketing strategies haven't adjusted to this, which is crazy. So I want to introduce you to three numbers that matter the most right now. This is the 7-11-4 visibility rule. And if you're not intentionally engineering these numbers into your ecosystem, you're not building trust at the depth required for someone to actually buy from you online. So what does 7-11-4 actually mean? So I'm going to break it down. We're going to get a little nerdy in just a few minutes, but big picture. 7 equals 7 hours of content exposure. 11 equals 11 meaningful touch points. And 4 equals 4 different locations or platforms. Now, I will say this. These are minimum numbers. This is actually part of a study that came out, I would say about a year and a half or two ago from Google. And so just from my experience and what I'm seeing right now with our clients, I would say that these numbers are actually higher, but we're just going to keep it simple for today's conversation. This isn't at all about vanity metrics. This isn't about going viral. This is about consumer psychology. Before someone buys from you, they need enough time with you, they need enough interactions with you, and they need environmental reinforcement. And most businesses stop at touch point number 3. Actually, I would say like touch point number 1 or 2 and say that it's not working. The marketplace that we are in right now, we have AI generated content everywhere, 24/7 scrolling, micro content dominance, distrust of over-polished brands, decision fatigue. Your buyer is consuming hundreds of pieces of content per day, actually between 8 to 10,000 messages a day, including you. So when you post once and expect a sale, it's just not going to happen. You are going to be so disappointed every single day that you are using social media platforms to market your business. You right now are most likely invisible. And it's not that your audience doesn't like you. It's that they don't know you deeply enough yet. Trust now requires exposure volume. So what does this look like in real life? I want to paint a picture for you. Your ideal client doesn't see one post and then click and then buy. Here's what's actually happening, okay? They're watching 2 or more of your videos. They see 4 short clips from those lives. They're opening 3 of your emails. They're clicking on your profile twice or more than that. They see you comment in a group. They hear you on a podcast. They search for your name. They're lurking silently, especially those high ticket premium buyers. They'll come back 6 weeks later. That's 7 hours, 11 touch points, and 4 environments. And then all of a sudden, they DM you like it was an overnight decision, but it wasn't overnight. It was engineered. That's a perfect picture of what this would look like, right? But most of us aren't doing this. Instead, we are sabotaging ourselves, right? Because we're maybe posting 3 times a day, or let's be honest, for many, we're posting once a week or once every other day. You're not getting engagement. You switch your strategy. You're like flip-flopping, or you expect one viral reel to produce buyers or a viral meme. I see this all the time. Like, Gina, oh my gosh, we got so many people that saw this piece of content. And I'm like, great, but how many people did it bring in that actually bought from you? And they're like, oh, well, we didn't really have a strategy for that, right? Or they think that ads should convert cold traffic instantly. Who the hell are you to think that just because somebody saw your ad once or twice, that now they should buy from you? They are most likely a very good candidate for what it is that you have to offer, but they're just not ready to. And so what do? You stop the ads and you say that they're not working. That's not how it works. Buyers are built. They're not triggered. And if your marketing team, or if you're your own marketing team, if you're not tracking the exposure depth, then you're just guessing. So how does the 7-11-4 rule play out practically? Let's talk about what this looks like on social media. So one weekly live video, and this is why I love live video. For me as a marketing agency and as a marketer myself, live video is really what has built the online side of my business. If it weren't for live video, I'm telling you, hands down, that I would not have the revenue stream that I have from the online side of my business, because nobody would actually be connecting with me on a deeper level. And I wouldn't be able to hit the 7-11-4 rule. So one live weekly video, let's say that it's 45 minutes long. And that's actually a little long. Like in my private Facebook group that I have right now, I do weekly trainings in there. By the way, if you're not in there, you definitely want to get in there. The link is down below. So make sure to request to get in. But I do a weekly marketing session for free. I give advice, I give tips, I give real strategies that are working. Many times we open up my Zoom room and you can come in, and it's about 45 minutes long, right? We take that video, we will repurpose it into 5 short clips. We then send replay emails to our email list to make sure that they go and watch that video. We turn that video into a LinkedIn article edition for my newsletter. We run ads to that video. That one piece of content becomes multiple touch points, not to mention sharing in stories, DM conversations, profile visits from that, comments inside of other people's groups when I post that I'm going to be doing some sort of training, and I'll share that in someone else's group because I have the permission to, of course. But now those comments are other touch points. All of that counts. Touch points compound, and retargeting accelerates the 7-11-4. I'm not going to get into the ad portion of this, but you can do this organically very easily without running paid traffic. But what's happening is that now, instead of hoping that people stumble back to you, you reappear intentionally. Now, let me give you something practical, okay? So here's how you calculate whether you're even giving your audience a chance to buy from you. The first thing is you want to do a content audit, okay? So ask yourself, if someone followed me today, how many hours of valuable content could they binge immediately? I don't know about you, but I am a Netflix binger. Since COVID, I have become one. It is my thing. And if someone were to do an audit on me and binging Netflix, I definitely would hit all the touch points for them. So I want you to think of it that way. Do you have 5 to 10 long form videos? Do you have a podcast backlog? Do you have a YouTube library? Do you have trainings? If the answer is less than 3 to 5 hours that's available out there to the public, you are underexposed. The goal is a minimum of 7 hours of accessible authority content. Okay, so that's number 1. Step number 2 is you want to do a touch point mapping. So list your touch points. How many posts per week? How many stories per week? How many emails per week? How many lives per month? Or videos, recorded videos. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to go live. It's just my favorite way of showing up on video. How many DM conversations are you having? How many group participations are you in? If you are running ads, how many retargeting ads are you running? And there's so many different forms of this. How many SMS messages are you sending out? How many Zoom calls are you getting on? How many phone calls are you getting on? Yes, I actually still talk on the phone. How many blogs are you posting per month? If someone watches 1 live, 3 reels, 2 emails, sees your comment twice, visits your profile, that's already 9 to 10 touch points. If your ecosystem only creates 3, you're starving the journey. So the goal here is to engineer at least 11 touch points over 30 to 60 days. Okay. The third thing is you want to do a platform presence check. So are you visible in at least 4 environments on 4 platforms? Now, here's what I want you to know. When I'm talking about platforms, I'm not suggesting 4 social media platforms. Facebook personal profile is one platform. Instagram could be another platform. Your email is another platform. Podcast is a platform. In-person speaking events are platforms. Summits or online conferences. Paid ads is another platform. Your blog is another platform. SMS is another platform. Your buyer should encounter you in multiple places, not just one. Not because you are going to be randomly everywhere, but because your content is layered. So the goal is to be discoverable in 4 meaningful locations. Okay, so I'm going to get a little nerdy with you, okay? And now this is probably where you want to take a notepad out, but I want to give you the real 7-Eleven 4 formula with the math built in. So for all of you math nerds out there like me, I think you'll really appreciate this. So the first thing is the reality is that on most platforms, only 1 to 3% of your audience is seeing a post at any given time. So we're just going to be conservative and we're going to use 2% of your audience is seeing your post, your content at any given time, right? So let's say, for example, you have 5,000 followers on Facebook, okay? 2% of them see a post one day. 5,000 times 2% equals 100 people. One post, 100 viewers. Not 5,000 people seeing that post, okay? Not 500, 100. Now, here's where this really matters. Let's jump into the 7 hours of consumption, okay? That's 420 minutes of consumption. So your buyer needs roughly 420 minutes of cumulative content consumption. Let's assume your average long form live is 40 minutes long. And actually, I'm giving you some extra buffer here because usually you want your live just to be like 15 or 20 minutes. The average person is going to watch about 15 minutes of that. So for each live, about 15 minutes is consumed per viewer. So let's take 420 divided by 15 minutes, right? We said on the average, they're going to consume 15 minutes of that live video equals 28 live exposures. That means that one person is going to need to watch 28 lives at 15 minutes each to fully warm them. That's a lot for most people, meaning a lot for you as the business owner to have 28 live videos out there, especially if you're not used to showing up on live video, right? Now let's factor in the posting frequency. So if you go live once per week, that's 4 lives per month, and someone watches 15 minutes of each of those. So that's 4 lives times 15 equals 60 minutes per month. So that one person has now consumed 60 minutes of your content. Now, to reach the 420 minutes, right? The 7 hours, it would take them about 7 months. That's if all you're doing are Facebook Lives. So now you see why it makes sales feel slow. And that's just pretending that you are only doing Facebook Lives. Imagine if you are only showing up on Reels and maybe some carousel posts, and maybe you're doing some written text posts. I mean, how long does it take someone to actually read through a written post? Like 20 seconds, 15 seconds. Imagine how many of those posts your audience or that one person in your audience needs to consume to actually hit those 7 hours. It's a lot. And that's why, honestly, I love long form video because we can reach those 7 hours plus put some reels in there and some carousel posts and some long form written posts and get our audience to consume 7 hours fairly quickly. Now, the 11 touch points come into play, right? Because you've got to hit all of these numbers. It's not just one. It's not just the consuming of the 7 hours. It's the consuming of the 7 hours plus 11 touch points. So let's assume that each post is 1 touch point. Each live view is 1 touch point. Each email that they open is 1 touch point. Each DM is 1 touch point. If you post 12 times per month, that's 12 posts times 100 people. Remember, 2% of your 5,000 audience. That equals 1,200 impressions. But impressions are not unique people. So let's assume you have 400 consistent viewers. Out of the 400, maybe 100 see you 3 or more times. That means in a month, they may get 3 to 6 touch points, but they need 11 touch points each. So that means it likely takes 60 to 90 days minimum for someone to naturally hit 11 touch points, unless you accelerate it. And there are tons of ways to accelerate it. One of my favorite ways is by paid traffic. But another one is, you know what? I am going to be sending out multiple SMS messages to that person. If I saw they opened my email, I'm going to send them an SMS message. If I saw that they opened my SMS message, I'm going to send them another message. I'm going to send them a DM. If they don't answer my DM, I'm going to send them another DM. Guess what? People get distracted. But we start telling ourselves these stories that we're bothering people or that we're reaching out way too many times. And if you're thinking that you're reaching out way too many times, that means you actually probably aren't. All right. The third number, the 4 platforms. So if you are only on Instagram and 2% of your audience sees you, your warming engine is really, really slow. But if someone sees you on Instagram, then in their email, then they hear your podcast, then they see your message in their DMs, now the exposure density is increasing. They may get 3 to 4 touch points in a single week instead of just the one. And that compresses the timeline. So the thing is if you're not hitting the 7-11-4, your audience isn't not buying. They're just not fully warmed up yet. And warming takes intention. When you understand this rule, you stop panicking after one post. You stop changing offers every 30 days. You stop thinking your brand is broken. And instead, you start to ask yourself, have I engineered enough exposure? Have I created enough depth? Have I built enough reinforcement? Marketing is math. Trust is math. Authority is math. And once you see it that way, you stop reacting and you start building an actual system. But when only 1 to 3% of your audience sees you at a time, consistency is not optional. It's mathematical. You're not repeating yourself. You are increasing probability. All right. So I want to leave you with this. If your marketing team, or if you're solo doing all of your marketing, if you're not measuring exposure hours, point density, and platform layering, you're not building a true buyer's journey online. Instead, you're publishing content and you're just hoping. And hope is not a strategy. So here's your assignment. Map out your 7 hours of content consumption, what that's going to look like. Map out your 11 touch points and map out your 4 platforms. And if you realize that you're operating at maybe 2, 3, 1, now you know why it feels so slow. You don't need a new offer. You need engineered visibility. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you have a marketing team or an assistant helping you with this, make sure to share this with them. And if not, do the audit for yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to always reach out to me personally. You can DM me on any of the platforms or send me an email. I'm happy to respond and to give you some other tips. I'll see you on the next episode. You're listening to the Secret Marketing Diary of Personal Brands, where being the face of your business gets to be powerful, profitable, and unfiltered.